hate puppies. Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
I still hate that every time I hear it.
We gonna fix that? And
No.
by we, I mean the
Me?
royal we.
Yeah, exactly
You?
right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what you should be drinking this weekend. And I know you're drinking this weekend because it's the Super Bowl.
It is.
Are we allowed to say Super Bowl, or did I just get the
actually,
creepy
we
crawlers
can't.
from the
why
NFL?
Can't you, why do they go down that lane? Like, that's dumb. Like, you
It's
have to call-
trademarked, bro. It's
Yeah.
trademarked.
Yeah, but so's Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and so's Audi, and so like everything's trademarked. But like, can I say like, don't you want us promoting?
I thought all publicity
The
was good
big
publicity.
game.
Yeah, the big game. The big game. We're joined today by a special guest. I'm pretty excited to have our buddy Eddie in the house tonight. Eddie, how the hell are you?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Dude, your mic actually sounded really good right there.
Did it?
He didn't shy off of it or anything.
You see that?
Yeah.
I'm right off the bat, boys. Right
That's
off
right.
the bat. Right off the bat.
Old
Downhill
hat.
from here.
I appreciate y'all having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Glad
we're,
you can make it.
we're glad to
Thank
have you,
you.
here,
Thank
man. You said you wanted to come on. I was like, yeah,
I
everybody
did.
says that till we put a mic in front of their face.
All the way from
Yes.
Pocosin, Virginia.
That's right.
Pocosin, Virginia. Still have no, you have more than one stoplight now, right?
Well, yeah, there's actually 3.
That is a big town.
Big town.
Poquosin's pretty built up, isn't it? I mean, it's surrounded all.
He said Poquosin.
Yeah, that's
Well,
Poquosin.
Pocosin.
okay, spell that.
Poquuson.
There you go. Anytime there's
Yeah.
a Q in it,
It's a
you've
quote.
lost me.
Exactly, sir. So,
That's
well,
and
again, thank you guys for having me.
for those that don't remember Pocosin, if you did watch the Allen Iverson 30 for 30,
there you go.
they
He's
were
been
known
there
as
once
the
or twice,
Rednecks.
right?
Yeah, I've seen him there multiple times.
The fight that he got in was with the bad boys of Pocosin.
Well,
I
that
was gonna
caused
say
all
he
the
wasn't a
problems.
Pocosin guy, was he?
No, he's a Hampton Bethel
Hampton,
guy. But
yeah.
when he got kicked out of school for the fight with people from Pocosin,
Yeah.
at the bowling alley.
In Pocosin.
No, actually, the bowling alley was in Hampton, but it was from with Pocosin people.
Pocosin people travel.
Well, I was
No,
going to say, for those
and-
that aren't familiar with the area,
Yes, sir.
like that whole like eastern part of the state towards the beach, like
Okay.
it all just kind of melds into each other. Like
Yeah.
I know you guys all have pride. Like I'm not from Newport News, I'm from Hampton, and I'm not
Yeah.
from Hampton, I'm from
Yeah.
what's the other one? There's
Hampton, Williamsburg, Newport News, Pocosin, Chesapeake,
yeah, Newport
Portsmouth,
News, and I'm not
Virginia Beach.
Exactly, but to
Norfolk.
me-
yeah,
once I pass Williamsburg, it's
Yeah,
all the same.
it's all the same.
until you get to the beach.
it's all the same.
I tend to agree with you. There's like, here's all of this stuff past the place that's rich in history before
Yeah.
I get to the beach.
yeah.
right.
I still forget like which one's on the northern side of the water and which one's on the southern side. Like which one's here, which one's there. It's like my son has to go down that way and dive, and like one night he'll be in Newport News, and the next he'll be in Hampton, and it's like
Right.
you're 10 minutes from each other, but like
Well,
The rivalry's real.
oh
though.
yeah,
the funny thing is, my house in Hampton, it's literally less than an eighth of a mile from Newport News border.
yeah,
I mean, like literally eighth of a mile.
yeah.
It's right there. So, but yeah, you're
So you
correct.
could claim whichever one. It's kind of like astrology, like you're on the
Well,
cusp.
my address is Hampton, so I pay taxes to Hampton. So I'm not trying to pay taxes to 2 cities. I already get taxes to
H-Town.
3 cities.
That's
so
I'm
good.
I could see that.
Yeah. So
see
anyway. So
So
thank
back
you,
to Allen
boys.
Iverson, he was over there at a Boys and Girls Club doing a lot of good, I think is what
He
happened.
was at the bowling alley because he had heard
doing a lot of
that
good,
that a handful of puppies had been stranded and their mother had passed
he was
away
there
due
to
to a car
save, yeah.
accident.
Right.
So he was there to save the puppies, and then
Was he out front with the SPCA doing like the adopt a dog thing?
Of course,
Yeah, that's
of course.
What, yeah.
But so he knew that these puppies were there, and they didn't have a mom to feed them, and they're young, like they're
Yeah.
suckling puppies at this stage. And so he went to get them, and then he heard the Pocosin boys laughing about how they had run over the mother with their giant truck.
right.
And he came to their rescue.
He
That's what it
said
was.
Yeah.
gentlemen,
yeah.
I don't believe.
Excuse me, kind sirs.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Pardon my intrusion.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not in good taste to laugh about running over a puppy.
Yes.
And they said, "Man, you talk funny."
Well,
And then when he got really mad, he said, he first tried turning around and walking away, and he said, I said good day.
That's what
which,
I remember
is
that.
the ultimate insult. Like, I mean, that's
remember
harsh
that.
words
Yep.
for a man like Allen Iverson.
Good day,
This
sir.
this is how I recall.
I think he smacked one of them with a white glove or
a
something.
white glove,
Yeah.
which
Was it?
and then he said the duel will be tomorrow,
Yeah.
and they said not today, and then the chair was thrown.
Got you.
That's how I remember the
Well-
Pecos and Allen Iverson. story.
Okay. Well, we're gonna end
Look
this
it up
at-
on Wikipedia.
we're
Google
gonna-
it.
Yeah, Google it. Google it.
We're gonna end this Allen Iverson story on this, and then everybody that's listening, whoever, whatever, you're gonna think I'm BSing. Me and my buddy were actually there that night with those people that got in a fight with Allen
Oh
Iverson.
gosh, see,
Here we go.
No,
No.
I'm not trying to take credit. Nothing. No, we
Take
left.
credit.
No.
I wouldn't take credit either.
Oh, no,
you
sir.
ran over that
No,
poor
sir.
dog.
I did not want to be in 30 for 30. But anyway, no, we left like 2 hours before there. But I can tell you exactly what happened that night, which I'm not going to do. But I can tell you exactly what happened.
What kind
Well,
of?
you can sum up what Brendan and I just talked about because, I mean,
Okay.
we know.
If you had to put a percentage between 0, what we said was not accurate, and 100% being wholly accurate, what percentage would you give an accuracy score?
I would say negative 1,000%.
Whoa.
Which I think if you run the numbers, it circles back. That's about 95%.
Did you carry the one?
I'm not
96.
I'm not sure if like maybe somebody had like a dog in their car in the parking lot. I don't know. But as far as pets are concerned, okay, cool. Sounds good.
Refresh me on that. Like I do remember he got in a fight, but like, was it a turf war? What was the whole thing? Like
Apparently,
It was-
Eddie can tell the
Yeah.
actual story, but he said he's not going.
I'm not going into this. No, but yes.
We've hit a nerve. Five
yeah.
minutes ago, we're like, so what can we talk about with Gary? He never said Allen Iverson.
No,
Yeah.
hold on. The only reason I'm saying I'm not going to go into this is I don't mind going into it. I don't want to offend anybody right now. But I can tell you that it had to do with his buddies not liking somebody that went to Pocosin.
Okay,
that
let's.
was-
I'll take it down. I'll make it real easy. Someone fucked someone who shouldn't have.
No, had nothing to do with that. It was
Didn't have anything to do with chicks.
race.
okay.
There you go.
So-
That's why I'm not
so
going
did
into
he?
it.
So did he throw? Was it just a chair? Or was it like a bowling
It
ball?
was a chair.
Or like,
It was a chair.
and somebody got really injured, right?
A friend of mine, her face is still messed up. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So her nose is, yeah.
But he apologized.
Well, I apologize for slapping you in your parents' driveway, 20 years ago? I mean,
But
we're
Brendan
still-
had that coming. I'm sure.
of course
I
he
would
did.
assume,
Actually,
yes.
he's the one that slapped me, but,
Slapped you first.
y'all
yeah,
got
he did.
y'all got in a
He
duel.
did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had a-
once. Yeah.
I think we've addressed this on the podcast a little bit. There
Oh,
was a
God.
stage in my life where I found that the slap was the fastest way
took care of it.
to let somebody know.
Oh, that you have talked about this.
Yeah, I was a slapper.
Yeah,
I was a slapper at a time in my life.
But on his behalf, we were at his parents' house in Northern Virginia, and at least we had a beef, and at least we made it to the end of the driveway before we decided to like slap each other. So
But I think a slap is a very nice way to demonstrate I'm tired of this shit.
Right.
I'm going to get physical.
Yeah, 'cause you
but I
could
also
punch.
don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
But I do want it to be known. Like,
But it's also degrading.
I'm not happy. It's very degrading.
Yeah.
It's an insult and it's a physical confrontation. And like I said, there was a time in my life where I really liked the slap.
well, I mean, all I can say is I'm sure, and I'll let you guys move on with your podcast. I'm sorry for
No, we're right where we
but-
need to
Troy's
be.
happy
But-
as a pig and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, tell
all I
this.
can say is I'm sure something Brendan did.
Well,
and
that's-
I got mad at him.
See?
And I can tell you, we were in his basement of his parents' house, and we walked out you remember Brendan, out the back door of his basement, out the backyard.
I guarantee
up through
Brendan
the
doesn't
driveway.
remember.
No, he doesn't remember.
I remember that we slapped each other, but I don't recall why.
I was getting that was my next question.
I
Like
have no
I
clue.
assume you guys have no clue as
let
to
me-
what started it.
And hold on, I want to tell this story real quick, and I'll let you guys go. Seriously.
We're going to hear that 1,000
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
tonight.
No. This is the one story I wanted to tell. This is it. The day that I met Brendan, he was pledging. Okay, I don't know what the question was asked, but he answered a question in front of all of us, and I was already in. Like I'd pledged him before. Whatever, no big deal.
Yeah, he's an older fraternity brother.
Yeah.
Whatever, no big deal. But his answer to whatever question it was, right then I was like, "You're my roommate." Right then, I
You
don't
just
know.
knew?
I knew right then.
I'm assuming it was snarky and funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
So
What do you remember what my answer was?
I've been thinking about this for like 2 weeks. So I have no clue, but anyway, go ahead, guys.
I couldn't possibly remember, but I definitely
It was so funny.
I had a bit of attitude
No,
on
you?
me. A little
A
bit.
young Brendan?
Yeah, with testosterone
Oh
that
my
wasn't
gosh.
considered low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or supplemented?
When I had high tea,
Yeah.
yeah, I ran a little hot.
Yeah.
I ran a little hot. It
Don't we all?
Mostly manifested itself with slaps and
I think they ran the statistics, and basically they were like, if you incarcerated every male between like the ages of like 18 and 28, like crime would like plummet into like almost nothing.
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So, like violent crime, like it's all just
No, because you think
jacked
about
up
it, like,
males.
whenever you see like a 40-year-old drunk got in a fight, it's because some 20-year-old pissed him off.
Yeah.
It's like there's always something. You're right. Testosterone runs really, really
Or a
hot.
woman's mouth has written a check that he now has to cash.
Oh man, that is seriously like my least favorite situation to be in, when you like a girl and then she starts writing checks and then you're like, oh well, I guess the bank's open.
My high school girlfriend was notorious for that. Like, and she was 5'9", 100 and nothing, but she had no problem stepping into some full-grown high school boy's face and letting him know what she thought of the situation. And I'm over here, a pacifist, going, I don't want to be here.
The worst part is though, when you have high tea, which is
Yeah.
officially high tea should be the name of this episode. When you have high tea, you kind of look for that in a girl.
High TEA, like we're fancy,
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well make it. I mean, if you're going to do it right.
like you have with your girls. High tea.
Yeah, it's a different kind of high tea now.
Well,
But when you're that young, you kind of thrive on that. Like you get excited. You're
See,
like,
I never did. I mean,
oh, you didn't thrive on the crazy drama that a girl could bring. Like it was exciting
well, I mean, I understand that side of it.
because that, you know what that translates to.
Yes, and I understand that side of it, but I was
Just making sure, because if she's got high tea, you know,
and you got high tea.
Yeah,
it works
I mean,
together, right?
she's gonna do things to you that you're like, oh, I didn't even know you could lick there, and that's gross, but I'm excited about this.
But I never was. I was
Basically,
never.
help me help you. Help me help
Dude,
you.
it's the least you
Help me help you.
I
allow
was
a
never a
motherfucker to
fighter.
wipe.
Like I was never a fighter. Like I got in some fights.
I never was a fighter either.
And
But I
now
was
being
in
in
fights.
a fraternity, it was like it came with the territory. Like you had to get in fights. But like
I've seen Eddie get in some fights.
I never wanted.
What are you talking about? Except for slapping you. Other than that, we're getting sucker punched at Radford one time.
In the fraternity basement, yeah.
Yeah. Well, other than that,
But that turned in.
that wasn't my fight. It was.
No, it was not your
fight.
fight.
It had nothing to do with
That dude came at you, and then I
Yes.
recall everybody going, oh, perfect. My high tea was looking for a fight
Yeah,
anyway. And
exactly.
we all rolled out and had a tremendous brawl.
Yes, we did.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was a great time.
But how weird is that?
Yeah, it was great.
Like
Oh, yeah.
at that stage in your life,
I've been in
you're like,
a lot of those.
yeah, it was like there was nothing. Eddie didn't do anything to bring the fight upon us.
Nope.
But all of a sudden, here it was.
There it was. I
And
got
so
sucker
But when
punched.
you're high strung like that, it doesn't take much.
It
Just
doesn't.
a cross look from across the crowded fraternity house will get somebody fired
Or the
up.
right look from a girl.
Yeah.
And then somebody saw, why is my girl looking at that guy?
Yeah.
Dude, but
High tea.
Yep.
Troy, you can ask, dude. I was the most low key guy. Like,
Oh, this
at
was
Radford.
the last dude ever look for a fight. That's for sure.
Like I'm just.
I'm with
chilling.
you.
I'm
I'm
just
with you.
chilling. And next thing I know, I get sucker punch. My roommate at the time, who was jacked up. Just body.
Not Brendan.
High tea square.
Obviously
Yeah.
Obviously
Yeah.
not Brendan. This is before Brendan's days.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it was the
Someone
night.
who was actually swole.
No, it was the night I got into the fraternity.
it was yeah, exactly.
It was. So I was
Yeah.
there, and I
Yeah.
remember thinking,
Yeah.
if all these guys go outside to fight, who's going to stay with all the women? So
I'll protect you.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I stayed.
I got you.
I stayed back and just enjoyed the wake from the boat.
Right.
I remember getting in those fights where like we'd roll over to attorney house, or a group of guys roll ours, and I'd just be like, I want to be anywhere other than this right now. Like I do not want to be here, but I have to be here for my brothers. But I'm like,
That was basically
I
it.
have been hit. It's not fun.
It's not cool because it hurts.
Yes, it hurts a lot.
If you're gonna like just narrow the, if you really get down to it, it hurts.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's injuries that
And in
linger.
reality, like there's freak accidents where people get killed just by getting knocked out one time. You know, you just get knocked out and hit your head, done. Like,
Well, that's always the problem, and you don't think about that when you're young.
no.
But you think about that when you're older. You're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like you could kill somebody. Like
Well-
this happened downtown not long ago, where somebody got in a fight outside of a bar. Dude hit a guy, and he was in defense, and then ended up he knocked the dude, and the dude fell down, and he cracked his head on the curb.
Yeah. Done.
That dude got involuntary manslaughter.
Yep.
Like he was a drunk guy who got hit and then
Yep.
defended himself, and now he's in jail.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And you got to live with killing somebody. Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's
Yeah, never mind.
yeah,
I wasn't going to go down a positive road.
yeah. You think you want to be a badass till it kind of. What's the saying? You think you want to be a Marine or whatever till it's time to do Marine-like things. Like,
Yeah. I want the high fives from other Marines.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be in a foxhole.
Yeah, at that point, you're like, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah.
You know?
So, Eddie, you are from Newport News, which is adjacent to Portsmouth, which we've already established is adjacent to everything else over there.
Okay.
So, Portsmouth has been in the news the last couple weeks
Yeah.
P-Town.
for their JV basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a pretty good one out here.
Yeah,
They've got
I hear.
a great girls JV basketball
Yeah.
team.
Hey, you figure what JV is? What age group?
13,
These are 13,
14
yeah.
is what I
Okay,
had
well, I
heard.
mean, if I had a 21, 22-year-old playing for me, I think I'd win too.
Yeah, there was a 20.
I love this story.
There's a
I love this story.
23-year-old coach.
You know it made it on First Take and CNN, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was
it was
excited.
all over it.
And all of
Yeah,
a sudden, when I
yeah.
saw the WAVY logo pop up, I was like, I'm going to turn that up. Why is
Wavy.
that on national
Yes,
news?
sir.
And
Yeah.
turn that up. And so the long and the short of this story is that there was a young girl on this 13, 14-year-old JV team that wasn't able to play because she was at another
like an AAU.
Yeah, like a better
Yeah.
better team.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they couldn't have her there.
Right.
And so this glory days bitch of a coach decided to suit up because they were short a player, and she thought I could pass for 13. Now, this chick can't even pass for 25, and she's 23.
Yeah.
She was busted. Like she's a little older looking.
Yeah.
than me.
Well,
I think she had high T.
but she probably did.
So here's my thought process. When I first heard this, I was like, oh, okay. Like they literally were down to 5 or 6 players. So this girl just threw on a jersey, sat on the end of the bench. If she got called in, standing up in the corner, passing it around, maybe making a sweet little, bounce pass or something like that. So then I heard more of the story, and then I went and searched it out, and I saw the video, and I was like, no, this girl did not do what she did.
She was dominating her.
she was LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she LeBron to these
She was
little
smacking
kids.
balls into the
Oh,
stand,
yeah. I mean, like
Driving the hoop.
driving to the lane.
Well, I can tell you, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just saying from like the papers and the news.
Well,
back,
the papers don't lie.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, the internet doesn't. Internet doesn't either. But from
Undefeated.
Some what's being reported back home, they started out saying it was a joke from the JV players. Joking with their coach. It's an
Yeah.
assistant.
Oh,
the head coach.
it was the assistant
It's
coach.
the assistant coach. And they were like, oh, yeah, go ahead and play. Go ahead and play. You can't do it. You can't do it. So then it turned into what you were saying about maybe being short, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Like, I don't want my team to have to forfeit.
But they weren't shorthanded.
they weren't,
there were
yeah.
kids on the bench.
Yeah.
They weren't. You know,
There was enough kids
so
there to play.
The main story from home
I think she started.
is that
she's the 5th person
Well,
they call out with the lights on. And
she's doing the tip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I said, the main story from home it started out as a joke from the players, and then it went from there. And of course, she got fired. The JV coach got fired because she knew about it. As of right now, the varsity coach and their staff are not disciplined.
The entire team quit. Dude,
No, they forfeited.
But did you?
Yeah.
The whole season.
Yes.
Did you
Both
hear?
of them.
Did you hear
Both
how
of
it got
them. Yeah.
found out?
I don't know how it got found out.
So the girl, the AAU girl, saw her stats and heard about
She was like, yo, I didn't play.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like, because she wore her jersey, literally her name and number. Like,
How bad?
so then she reported her own coach, like, why is this chick, and if this girl's playing AAU, she's probably like, you're messing my whole stats up, like, because people are thinking you're me.
How good is she if she's like, you're fucking up my stat?
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Or, and I don't know if it was stats related or if she just morally was like, that's not right for you to act like me,
Either way, she's not wrong. One is selfish and
Yeah.
one is actually unselfish.
Yeah.
And I'm good with either way.
Exactly, yeah. So it's such a weird twisted story. Like, there's so many ways it could have gone right, and there's so many ways it could have gone wrong, and it went all the ways wrong. Like, there was no, there was no like, I'm doing a good thing to save our season. These girls deserve to play. We would have lost. We would have forfeited.
Yeah, you can make the moral excuse. Like, I was doing this because if they had forfeited this game, they wouldn't make states, and there were only 4 kids left.
Yep.
I had to do something because those are my girls.
Is that
based on
really
what
an excuse though?
No, but it's one I can at least wrap my head around.
But like, you would have gone to the other coach, right? Because we've all seen we've all seen, and I love these videos. But when you see the one team, the player passed away, so that
get a touchdown.
Well, I was gonna say the one player died, so they let the other team have the tip off or take a shot, or the special
That's
needs.
respect.
The special needs manager gets to play, and they let him come down and do a layup or hit a 3, and both sides go crazy. Like, these are feel good, awesome stories. So what could have been an awesome story? But to your point, Brendan, it doesn't sound like she needed to even put the uniform on.
If what Eddie said is true, it's even worse.
Yes.
Because she's like, this is a 23-year-old who wants the approval of a 13-year-old so bad that she caved to the joke and was like, I'll do it.
Yep.
This is the same mentality that's like the cool mom who lets everybody party at the house and stuff.
And again, guys, I'm not saying, and all I'm saying, that's what was reported. So
yeah, but if you're there, you got your ear to the streets.
I'm there,
Dude, that's another great angle. I think this 23-year-old was like,
she's
buying beer, like cigarettes.
This is the same mentality that leads to buying beer with the kids and hanging out at the party.
Yeah,
this
she's
girl
texting
has
them all the
mental
time,
issues.
Like,
yeah, she's using emojis like more than the 13-year-old, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, it's like you said, y'all saw the highlights. Like I said, she was like...
Here's the best part. The highlights. She's smacking them. She's driving to the lane. She's doing shit. You break out from the highlights and just kind of like watch some of the other game footage. She's trash.
Oh, really?
Like, that's the worst part. Like, she actually couldn't dominate that. Like, I would like to think...
Because she wasn't playing against 13-year-olds?
No, I'm saying like when she was against 13-year-olds.
She wasn't.
She wasn't back in the day. Okay, I got you.
When they condensed it and showed you the highlights.
No, he's not saying back in the day. He's saying most of that game she wasn't dominating.
Okay.
She just kind
she
of
only had a couple highlights.
She was kind of lollygagging.
See, back home on Wavy, as Troy said, because it was crazy on CNN. I saw Wavy and all that. Whatever on ESPN, whatever on Wavy. They just showed her crushing it.
Yeah,
because they took the highlights, right?
It was a whole game. They gave you 30 seconds of her crushing.
Exactly.
And even if you look at the 30 seconds of crushing, there's like the occasional like crappy layup.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, if these are the highlights, and then
like she had that crappy layup that went in and got fouled, and she's turning around, and she's like, and one.
Yeah, which I love. I actually liked that.
You're 10 years older.
Yes.
I do like yelling at a kid though. It's like it feels good because you know you're going to win.
It's funny. It's funny in every movie.
True, that's not true.
It's funny in every movie when like the tall parent or 10-year older than the other kid or somebody just swats one into the stands. That's always funny.
That Saturday Night Live sketch where Peyton Manning is like pegging the kids in the chest with the football and he's screaming at them like
Omaha, Blue 32, hot route.
Like, America does celebrate like the destruction of kids.
Sends the one kid to the porta potty and he's like poking his head. He's like, get in there. I say get in there.
I mean, we do find that stuff funny.
Yeah.
And so, of course, this was picked up because we all like to go, shame. But in the end, we're all
then we're giggling.
Nice block, bitch. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Those kids didn't know it was coming. But if you do watch it, I don't think she was that great of a player.
No.
That highlight reel should have been 40. They should have showed us the whole damn game.
It's called a highlight reel.
Yeah, but
You
don't
gotta
you think your highlight reel would be nonstop? Like, I'm leaving the kid I'm guarding and taking
yeah.
this kid out, and I'm like, I feel like I could dominate.
Oh, yeah, for
Now, my
sure.
motor's going to slow down because I'm probably not as in shape as a 13-year-old. But there's going to be more highlights.
I can tell you right now, I have a 13-year-old that plays rec basketball. I watch all his games and go to all his practices.
You'd crush.
I would crush those nerds, even the good ones.
All the
and
time.
I am awful at basketball.
I'm watching like 13-year-old kids play football, and I'm like, what I wouldn't give for just one series, just to truck them coming through the line.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
I can't do that. It might, like, a grown man's going to fuck me up.
Okay, guys, real quick, not to cut you off. We're really talking about like 13-year-olds, y'all crushing them in sports. 13-year-olds.
In sports.
Yeah.
In sports.
Yep.
So you'd be
I would
proud
say
of,
in life.
You'd be proud of that.
No, I'm not saying
in
I'd
life,
be proud.
I'd be proud of that.
I'm
in
not
life.
saying
'Cause there's
proud.
many-
I'm saying-
there's many 13-year-olds that are much more accomplished than I am. So, I mean,
No,
yeah.
I'm not saying I would. No, my son, both my kids are already more athletic than I ever was, but I could still beat them in any sport. I'm not saying I'll be proud of it. I'm just saying for a fact, like I weigh more and I'm taller. Those are facts. Like I would beat them in a game of hoops or a game of football. Like there's no way.
No, but see, I do. I
wouldn't take pride in it. I don't take pride in beating up on younger kids. I mean, that's not what I'm.
Okay, I will take pride. Lowercase p.
Okay.
Lowercase p. Not like super proud, but like proud. Because
Well, if they're talking trash,
you
then I'd
know
be
they're
like,
talking
oh, yeah.
trash. Because you got to think, like, so I get on Fortnite right now, and I'm going to have some 10-year-old telling me that
Yeah.
he fucked my mom.
Yeah.
And he's just beating me up, calling me noob. Like, I take my whoopings from 13-year-old.
Uh-huh.
You know? I might get a little lowercase p pride. Like, showing them what's
my
up.
13-year-old
Because you got to remember that when they turn 16, they're going to dominate you in
Oh,
so
yeah.
many ways. You better enjoy the fact that you could do it, because later in life, you're not going to be able to beat a 13-year-old in shit. So you accept it now for what it is.
My 13-year-old,
Yeah. You know what?
to that point.
Big P.
Touche.
My high T's coming out.
That's a big T and touche.
My 13-year-old is getting to that point. Like
There's gonna be a day.
Like we're messing around. Like we walk by each other and we bump into each other. He's like, "You want to go?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
You want some of this? And he's like, "Let's." And it's all in fun. And I just put one big paw on him, and he's
Yeah.
just like, I give up."
But, like,
but I know it's coming. Like,
Because you remember it from the other side too, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Your pop's fucking with you, and he's like, I will fuck you up. And most of your life, you're like, yep. And then there's that day when you go, you really think so? And he gets that look in his eyes and goes, I don't know if I can. That's the moment of shift. Well, that's going to happen with all those kids. So yeah, swat that ball.
I don't know if
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if I ever had that time where I thought I could take my dad, because my dad was always in really good shape.
Dude, mine didn't happen until I was like in my late 20s,
Yeah.
where I was like, I think I got a shot.
Dude, your dad is the smartest, most intelligent.
Oh, he's
greatest
a fan
man
favorite.
I've
He's been on the
ever-
podcast a bunch.
Oh, I would hope so.
Yeah, no, and he was a barrel-chested son of a bitch. Like, I didn't.
Dude,
Well, there's something about that old man dad strength too. Like,
Yeah.
I have crazy strength that even when I was in better shape, I didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Old
like,
man strength is
yeah.
funny. Like, I'm in the gym, and you got your high school kids and your college kids, and you got the kids like, you're stronger than. There's the kids that are obviously freaks, but then there's like these old ass guys in their 60s, and you're like, that's the strongest dude here, and he doesn't look good.
Well, and
He's just
sometimes
stronger.
like
country song.
Yeah.
well, and sometimes
basically
Kind of the same thing. Old
Yeah.
man and country song, same
Yeah.
thing. You know.
sometimes like the young kid might be able to put up more weight than you, but he ain't stronger than you.
Not all around.
Yeah.
No, some people are just strong, and those old men, yeah, be careful. But again, there's always a point of diminishing returns. So
Yeah.
swat that ball while you can. Old man.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, so the league
That beautiful buffalo.
The league my kids play, my 13-year-old plays in, is a 6th grade and 7th grade team, and when they end up playing 6th graders, like they can play 6th graders that are actually better ball handlers and shooters and run better plays, but they just have the size and
Yeah.
the strength. So like they're dominating these smaller kids. Like
That's right.
a lot of basketball is that, right? And that girl had the size and the strength over those 12 and 13-year-olds. Because look, there's tall 13-year-olds. I can tell you straight up. My kid just played a girls team last week.
Yeah, but that chick hasn't been carded since she was 14.
Yeah.
Like, she did not. She looked
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, she didn't fit
pack
in.
before the game, or she
was
get hopped
smoking
up?
cigarettes.
Maybe that was the
Make some
problem.
bad
Maybe she was.
decisions, or
Maybe she smoked a little and drank a little and was feeling a little froggy at the game.
Oh, I've been there. Been there.
I mean, who in their early 20s didn't play in rec ball of any sort half in the bag, right?
Oh, dude, my best game I ever played.
Oh yeah,
was half in a bag playing rec
yeah.
ball. It was the greatest game of my life. I forgot I had a game. Was partying with my buddies, and I was like, "Oh crap, I got to get to the game." So I went to the game, and I was just a little buzzed. It was just enough to kind of get it going. And I am not a ball. I know that I'm a world class athlete.
We know
this
that's
has been established.
This
has been established.
Well, according to you,
Well, I'm the one with the mic.
I got one too.
Well,
I
he's
can
the
disagree with you.
specialist. He knows more about himself, so I trust his word.
Thank you, Troy.
yeah.
See, why do you? Come on now.
Objection! Hearsay!
So I was always like, I never made the high school basketball team. And the only reason
Because
I
they
made
were biased against your athleticism.
he was too good.
Yeah.
he gets it.
Yeah.
All right.
I was so bad that I would ride the bench in the rec league.
You were magicaling.
Yeah, I was a singer. I was a
That's
singer.
right. You were an artist.
I was an artist with
Hold
a
on. I'm
little
sorry.
bit of basketball,
You were an artiste.
if you will.
Yeah, if I will.
If you will. But I had this one game where I showed up buzzed. And I was like a man possessed. I had high T. I had high AB alcohol blood content.
ABC.
Yeah. I had all the high.
You mean BAC?
That's what it is. BAC. Yeah, I had high T and high BAC, which is a winning combination.
Right. Of course.
And so I get out there. They put me in, into the first half. They're like, all right, we got to give him his minutes. And I'm
You went off.
eating nerds up. And they're like, holy shit. Like, what is going on? So the second half, they were like, Brendan, you're in.
Stay in.
Like, you got the hot hand. And I guess my BAC was starting to like come down a little bit. And so like I had hit that sweet spot where like, like when you go bowling.
You had that bell curve. Like it gets better,
Yeah.
and then it drops off on the backside.
Yeah. And I was on the backside of that bell curve.
Like your T, your BAC was dropping.
Exactly. And so I was just like, well, I'll make up for it in fucking energy.
Yeah.
And I remember this kid stole the ball from me, and I was so pissed, and I ran down the court, and he went up for a layup. And instead of going for the ball, I just clotheslined him one good time. And I took this dude, and they were like, boop, T.
Yep.
Like, they were like, get the fuck out of here. And the end of best game I ever played was in an ejection.
Nice.
But, that's how ballers
You took
play.
your jersey off and threatened to fight everybody there.
Yeah, and I said, you guys didn't even know it, but I was 23, bitch.
I remember when I was in high school, I made our freshman. We had one volleyball team, and it was my freshman year was the first year of the volleyball team, and we were mediocre at best. And we had this one stud athlete who was a senior, and he showed up to a game in high school, half in the bag, and played out of his mind.
Yeah.
But I was freaking 13, 14. I was like, this motherfucker showed up drunk. Who does that?
It's like Popeye spinach. You're like, should I try this?
Well, and I was like, I mean, I knew that was wrong. I'm like, you're not supposed to be drinking. You're underage, and you definitely shouldn't be drinking at a school event. Like, this is wild.
But he played well.
He played well.
So that's the problem. That's how you get. That's when like the seed was planted.
Yeah.
You were like, huh?
I started drinking shortly thereafter.
Yeah, because you were like, well, don't mind if I do. I'd like to get good at sport.
I will say this. I did never play anything. I couldn't drink and play anything. Like, not to say I haven't, like, been called in for something and been like, all right, I'll come out. But, like, when I was playing rec sports, like intramurals or softball or something, like, a lot of softball leagues, guys drink during. And like,
I don't.
That it makes me want to vomit. Like,
Yeah.
I get going. I get my heart running, and I got alcohol in me. It's not
It's not good.
I feel sick.
That was the only game I ever played, and that was an accident.
Yeah, you got called in.
Entirely an accident. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about this, and it went well. But I remember then it went bad,
Yeah.
and so lesson learned.
Well, I know, like y'all were talking about, like playing like messed up and all this stuff. A buddy of mine, I say buddy, not a buddy, acquaintance of mine. He actually got his PGA Tour card,
Oh, really?
and mind you, alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, the John Daly approach.
Yeah. Works for him.
worse. But
Hold on, it
no,
cannot be worse than
no, it's
John
worse.
Daly.
It's worse. Anyway, so he made the
You know Tiger Woods?
No, I do not know him, but I've met him, but I do not know him. But anyway, this guy like grew up with whatever, incredible golfer, incredible. Got his PGA Tour card, has to go down to Florida to get it.
Yeah.
There's a certain time that you have to show up at the office of the PGA
Yeah.
to
Get your card. That is the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Don't screw that up.
True
First,
story.
you got to qualify, which
Exactly.
is hard.
And
Well,
he
it took
did.
years.
Yeah.
And he did. He went to 7-Eleven, whatever, in the morning. Got a 6-pack and missed his time to get it. Now, mind you, after that, me and my dad, Brenda, before Dad passed away,
Yeah.
we were the foursome behind this guy that I'm talking about. And I told my dad about him. I was like, watch this guy. Watch him.
Wizard.
And mind you, it was 7:30 in the morning. My dad always got early tee off time. So it
Yeah.
was like first, second tee off time, whatever. He's in front of us. So he's first tee off time. Clubhouse, 10 o'clock in the morning. Blacked out drunk.
Wow.
I mean, blacked out
so he
drunk.
wasn't even a good alcoholic.
No, and I watched him play. Me and my dad watched him.
Yeah.
You know what he shot that day? Blacked out drunk at 7 o'clock in the morning?
120.
Probably in the 70s.
63.
Oh, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That dude can play.
I'm dead serious. Like he's professional.
Yeah.
And he
But
missed-
too much of a
he-
fuck up.
He got his card. And
Except
was
he
in
didn't.
Florida, but he didn't pick it up. 63, blacked out drunk at 7 o'clock in the morning. True story.
Yeah.
Probably never went to sleep the night before.
Have no clue.
Was that dude Earl the Goat? Whatever the dude from the streets who played basketball and just threw it all away. But like every time
Oh,
he came,
yeah.
everyone always
Yeah.
talked about him. He was like,
Yeah.
that guy was the greatest
Yep.
player. There were professional players who were like, oh, the best I ever saw was Earl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you hear stories of those in every sport, right? Like, this guy could have been the greatest.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you hear it all the time. And then you get like the anomaly is the LTs of the world, or like the Daryl Strawberries, the Doc
Yeah.
Goodens who actually make it through. What's sad is I gave the list of the 3 biggest drug addicts who had great careers, and 2 of them were on the '86 Mets.
Yeah.
That was a hell of
Well,
a party.
I think that whole team was on something.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Major League Baseball
Yeah.
was on something. And they've always been on something from
Oh,
the time of like
Still are.
from the time of like Babe Ruth, where it was more just booze.
Yeah.
And then it went to speed and greenies and all that stuff. And then it only after a while did it find its way to steroids. And now we're like, oh, we're going to take the steroids from
Well,
you.
and it
Like,
was
what?
never-
This is the pastime. This is what we do.
And it
with
was
baseball.
never
There's
just
always something
steroids.
else.
It was never
Oh.
just steroids. It's other things. Because I was talking about this literally this week at baseball practice with a couple dads. Like, think of that schedule.
Oh, it's
like-
grueling.
162 games. Like, you get like 8 or 10 days off. You're every night you're playing. You're in different towns.
Traveling,
You're traveling.
playing.
You're going between time zones. Like, you need to take pharmaceuticals to get down, and then you need to take some to get back up. And I mean, this is your livelihood. So like, how can you not? I mean, they talk about it back in the 50s and 60s, and there's just pills all over the
Yeah.
like just bowls of pills. Like, here, eat them like candy. Like, you
This
got to
is
be
our
ready
pastime.
to perform. Yeah.
This is what we do. And then we were shocked
Yeah.
when all of a sudden Sammy Sosa's on drugs,
Yeah.
which is highly offensive. He should be in
Actually,
the
it's
Hall
so
of Fame.
funny you just said that. When we were talking about all this, I was going to ask you, what's your opinion on Sammy Sosa?
Sammy Sosa?
I know you, and you're the diehard Cubs fan. What's your boy Sosa? What do you think?
I mean, the greatest hitter of all time.
That's what I thought you'd say. That's what I thought you'd say. What do you really
You can't
think?
really believe that.
Come on now. What do you really think?
He's not the greatest hitter.
Hell no.
No, not the greatest hitter.
Yeah.
He's the greatest masher of all time.
Come on now, dude.
Not
What-
even that.
What
Yeah.
on like 2,000? What I don't even know steroids. 2,000 grams of steroids. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
He's gonna
mentally,
hit the ball, man.
everything got screwed up when that person.
So-
when they put that corked bat in there and they framed him. When that happened, that mentally that really hurt him.
So-
and that's what took him out of
Yeah.
the game.
Why do you turn Michael Jackson?
Yeah, that is weird.
You know, he
That's
says
what
that,
what is up with that?
For those that don't know, if you haven't, Google a picture of Sammy Sosa now.
Please.
He's pink.
it's a weird color.
Yeah, it's not flattering.
What's up with that, Brendan? Have you heard anything? I haven't read anything about it. I've just seen pictures.
Yeah, I mean,
He's living in Miami.
I've heard him talk. Apparently, not going out in the sun.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's inside.
Yeah, well, he's got that SPF 1000 on. Look, Sammy Sosa, his family melanoma runs rampant.
Yeah.
And so he has taken all the precautions. And now I see that you guys have taken it upon yourselves to make fun of him.
Okay.
It's a disease.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
right.
disease. And
We're
I
wrong.
think that's fucked up.
Gotcha.
I will
think
say
that's
this
fucked
to
up.
answer Eddie's question. All those guys should be in the Hall of Fame.
Of
You think
course.
so?
I mean,
Yes.
I disagree.
100%. I think
If
so.
we all agree that they were all taking speed and taking different things through different years, like different eras, now all of a sudden this was just the drug they were taking. Why are we excluding them? But we've got all these speed heads in there.
Well, no, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that they don't belong because of their numbers. What I'm saying, you take that arrow to where everybody was taking that shit. Okay?
Yeah, put them in their own wing.
On another
the
like
Steroids
building.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Are you
It'd be
kidding
great.
me right
you
now?
put like those crazy mirrors, so when you walk in, you
Like,
look all
seriously,
huge.
yeah,
Your
like-
head gets
like-
6 hat sizes
You're like,
bigger.
you're like in the circus tent, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, no, dude, come on,
Look,
man. Like,
look,
come on. Like,
here's
you
the deal.
Can't say
At least put them out in the beer garden and be like,
Come
you can drink with the
Well,
Mark McGuire bust.
I've been to the Hall of Fame, and I
have not.
I can tell you,
Okay.
all those guys have their stuff there. They're just not
course.
on the wall, so
Right.
it's kind of ass backwards.
Hold
to
on,
be
there's like a picture of Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa in there.
tons of stuff.
course
Yeah.
there is.
Really?
Uniforms,
So
all
they're
that
in
stuff.
there. They're just not.
They're not-
officially
they're not
recognized.
bronzed
They're not
on the
Hall of
wall.
Famers. They're not Hall of
They're not
Famers.
in the Hall of Fame. They're in the museum.
Their stuff's there. They're not Hall of Famers.
But here's my deal.
That's it.
If you like baseball and you were following back then, McGuire and Sosa saved baseball. I
They
mean,
did.
they really did. So
How much
say what
money
you
was
want.
made because of them? And now you're
Yeah.
like, get rid of them. That was a hell of a summer.
I
That
can't
was
agree. I can't
amazing.
disagree with that.
Yeah,
at all.
it was
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then now they ostracize them. Nah,
I've always been pro steroids
hang
in
them.
all sports.
Hang them
anyway.
in the rafters.
Hey man, baseball made their money off of them, so they're like, hey, well, we're good. So, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I want to see the best. And if they're using performance enhancing drugs, I'm okay with that. They're okay
Are
with
you?
it.
Are you okay with that?
I am.
Because
Okay.
you know they are. You said it yourself. You know they still are.
You don't think
no,
any
that-
NFL guys are
No,
using?
everybody's
yeah.
using.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so like,
Everybody. And it's like the NIL. Like everybody's all putting on to the NIL. Do you not think that college athletes have been paid for like 40 years?
of
Yeah.
course
Come on.
they have.
What
Why
if-
are we?
They just made it a term, NIL.
Well, here's my problem with
Same
NIL
shit.
because I do have a problem with it. Because one, the guys have always been paid because they get scholarships and they get free lodging and all that stuff. So you're getting 6 figures right there.
Right.
NIL was designed to be name, image, and likeness.
Mm-hmm.
We sell your jersey with your number and your name on it, you get a cut. We do promotional videos, you get a
Mm-hmm.
cut. We do a game and you're in it, you get a cut. But now it's turned into, I really like you. Come here and we'll just give you $5 million.
Uh-huh.
That's not the same as the NIL. Like that's not the same.
yeah, we no longer.
Premise.
We're getting back to what it always was.
College football.
Yeah.
College football is a business.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, move on, Brendan. I'm sorry.
Academics.
Hey,
Academics is a business. I can
Well-
tell you straight up, colleges are in the game to make money.
Of
They're not in the
course.
game
No.
to make you smarter.
I get that, but what I'm saying, you don't hear about those future scientists and all that making 4.5 GPAs, on full scholarship for academics.
Yeah.
You hear about that football player
Yeah, but-
making $5 million a year.
Yeah.
But let's
not
be
going
honest.
to class.
I'm not going to buy a car because some dork was like, I'm the
or a pair of
smartest.
shoes.
Yeah, I'm the smartest physicist, and like
Understood. And I'm not saying they should be getting paid like that. I'm just saying it's just two different situations.
The whole thing's a racket.
Of course, it's a business. That's
It's a
all.
business.
It's a business. That's all. All right,
respect.
cool.
I like how Eddie knows. He's like Brendan doesn't want to talk about sports this much, and he gave
Hey, you got your list. I'm looking at it. So move on.
Sometimes we don't even talk about anything on that list.
Well, you know me, Brendan.
Oh, we
so-
got one. We got my Portsmouth. Oh, the sports story.
Okay, well there you go.
All right.
Move on.
I am moving on because we're at 40-minute mark. We're at 43 minutes.
oh, is
that
it
a
time?
problem? We got
it's
a
time
time
for
limit?
it's time for a deli.
What's a deli?
Does everyone like it? This is the beer tasting
Oh, this is
segment.
the beer tasting segment.
This is the beer tasting
Okay,
segment.
well,
So let me
I'm
tell-
gonna, do
let
we
me-
have a? Do
yeah,
have
we got little like
we got a spit cup.
yeah, we got little
Tasters.
cups here.
Cool.
Let me tell you the backstory of this
Basically,
jelly.
I'm just gonna taste it. Basically, what I'm gonna do is just taste it, spit it out, and let you know what I think.
Yeah, we have two non-drinkers and a drinker.
Yeah. Well,
I'm excited for mine.
Cheers, Brennan.
Yes.
Let me tell you the backstory to this. So,
please.
for the listeners, only need one cup. For the listeners, put this one and that one back, Brendan. Save those cups. So, Brendan brought it up a couple weeks ago that Fat Tire, great brand. I won't go too deep into it, but we love Fat Tire here. Everyone we know likes Fat Tire. One of the first craft beers, really good.
Absolutely.
Great logo, great name, great tasting beer. Brendan brought it up. There's an article. They've changed the logo. They've changed the taste. So they're basically throwing it out. We
They say they're going after a younger audience, is what they're trying to do by lightening it up and changing the flavor. But Troy's got an interesting take. He's got a hot take. Hot take.
What was my hot take?
Hot take.
Your hot take is that they're pulling the old McRib or the
Clear,
Mexican pizza.
New Coke.
New Coke. Basically, you come out with a turd, and then everybody gets up in arms that you changed it. And then all of a sudden your sales go through the roof when you bring it back because they're like, we made a mistake. And they bring it back. I'm sorry. What is the name of this beer,
So
Troy?
let me get to it.
Okay,
so,
sorry.
Yeah, what are we
So
doing here?
Brendan and I doing our pre-prep this week. We do a ton behind the scenes, fourth wall. We work on this show all the time.
Yes. Lots of effort.
I.e., Brendan and I call each other today. Hey, we still meeting? All right, cool. Hey, do we need a deli? Yeah, we do. Brendan's like, you got some time today? I said, I do. He goes, go see if you can find that Fat Tire. So I didn't want to go to 8 different places. So I went to the local Total
Went to the source.
The Total Wine and Beer. I was like, if they have it, da-da-da. So I walk in. I don't even look for it. I walk to the counter. I go, hey, can you help me? Lady's like, yeah, what's up? I said, I want to try the new Fat Tire. So they're like, what? No one knew. The 3 people up there had no idea what I was talking about.
See, they're not listening to the show.
No. So I tell her about the show.
What's the problem?
So then
It's ridiculous.
she pulls up her little pad and pulls it up, and she's like, oh, yeah. She's like, we walk over to where it is. She's showing me on the pad the new logo with the new stuff.
But they still have the old
They still
shit.
have the old stuff. She's like, oh, well, we just got this a couple weeks ago. Our next shipment will probably have the new stuff.
So I should probably go buy another 6-pack of that so I can
Yeah,
drink
they
this
had
older one.
6 or 7.
But so Troy
old stuff.
goes, hey, I found one we've never had.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here
Eddie, why don't you tell me what the name of that beer is?
it is. Okay. Thank you for setting me.
Can you go ahead and
So,
tell us the name
my
of it?
First time
And
on
tell
your
us a little bit about
podcast-
yourself, Eddie.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I guess.
what's the name of that beer and your deepest secret?
I guess what Troy and Brennan are telling me is that the name of the beer is, in my personal life, is I have a small wiener.
That is the name of the beer today. It's
So,
I have a small wiener lager.
Now you can
Hell's Lager.
You can ask my wife about that, but I'm not sure about Troy or Brendan.
So it says here on it, don't be shy or embarrassed. Winslow says,
not
stand
embarrassed at
proud and
all.
embrace it. And Winslow apparently is the mutt that
Hey,
is
you
on
know what?
here.
This is a local beer.
Hey, Winslow's my boy, and actually by the picture, his wiener is bigger than mine. So whatever, I don't.
And it kind of looks like my dog on there.
It looks a lot like your
Yeah.
dog.
Great, good, great to meet
So
you.
is it Ashburn, Virginia?
Yeah, this is the One Family Brewing Company out of Ashburn, Virginia, so up north in Northern Virginia. And they have I have a small wiener Hellas Lager. So we're going to go ahead and give this a taste. And I'll,
Taste that small wiener.
I'm going to put this small wiener in my mouth.
So, and this was a little pricey. It was $12.99 for a 4-pack. They're, of course, 16-ounce beers. So,
Tastes like prom.
oh,
We say it tastes like prom.
because of the wieners.
The small wiener. Wasn't my best night.
I took a sip of it.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm going to give it a couple sips before I pass judgment here.
Yeah.
I'm good on that one sip. I'm gonna spit everything else. I'll finish that cup, but I'm gonna spit everything else out.
You didn't.
You can spit the wiener out.
Yeah, I have to. You know.
Yeah, that is so fucking Eddie to spit.
You know. How would you know?
He's always been that guy.
Yeah, exactly. How would you know?
Just what I've heard.
Well, whatever it is.
You definitely got to take more than one sip because it changes, obviously.
It does. This beer is one of those that actually gets a
One more.
little.
Hold on.
Gets a little better with time. Like any small wiener, once you
Yeah.
start to get to know the man.
You get used to it. You know. It's
We
not that
always
bad,
say
right?
don't judge a small wiener before you've tried it.
Exactly.
But also, on the first time in your, just first time in.
Yeah, the first time with a small wiener.
You know, let the beer linger for a little
Yeah.
bit. Let it soak, if you will.
It wasn't
Have a
too
friend
bad.
come by.
It wasn't
If you
too
haven't,
bad.
if you haven't spent any time with the soaking episodes, go back and you can learn all about soaking.
No, I mean, no, it wasn't too bad. I mean, but you gotta understand though. Like, I mean, I don't drink beer or liquor anymore, so I'm not, I can't judge. But it wasn't bad to me. Now, I'm an idiot. Is that an IPA?
No, this is a Hellas Lager.
It's a lager.
Okay.
So, Eddie,
that,
just
that
so-
proves
just to-
to you that I don't drink.
So
beer
you're
anymore.
looking at this when you're scoring this.
Okay.
It's
Oh, what's the ABV and the IBU? It's on. I can see it on the backside here.
5.2 on the ABV, 5.1.
Right.
13 IB.
So if it's 13 IBUs, yeah, it's not hoppy at
Yeah.
all.
Right.
So really, what you're looking at here, you're rating
It's a
on a
nice
scale
golden
of
color.
1 to 5.
With half
5
points.
being the best, half points, but no quarter points.
From like taste wise,
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd go probably 4.
a 4. Okay,
Yeah. He
Yeah.
likes it.
He likes it.
I kind of like it. Like I don't like beers like that. Like when
It's
I
a pretty
drank,
tasty beer.
Well, not to be stupid, but when I drank beer, I was never.
I
into
assume
stuff
you like
that.
beer. When you say beer, you like beer.
I did.
yeah.
Yeah, I like.
You're
beer.
drinking
I liked beer and
a Bud
liquor
Light or
lot. No, I'd be drinking Budweiser.
Yeah.
My dad drank, but I drank a lot of vodka, man.
Yeah.
That's what got me in trouble.
yeah.
And but anyway,
Which is why he's not ingesting the beer. He's more
Yeah.
more spit taking.
yeah,
it,
but
is the,
but taste wise, I'm not into those beers, but I give it a 4.
okay, so Eddie officially is going to put this up to the 4 range. If there's one thing he can appreciate, it's a small wiener.
Well, yeah. Do you want to share the story about your photo that you got today about your finger? Or
Nope.
okay, cool.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know if that story will convey.
It doesn't
on the-
translate to
Yeah.
an audio medium,
But
unfortunately.
you get where I'm going with.
Definitely looked like if you look, yeah, boy.
Okay.
It's hard to talk about without going down the road. Basically, there's a photo taken of me, and I'm pointing, and it looks like I have a small wiener, which is,
It happens. All right. So, what do you think, Brendan, about the beer?
well,
What about you, Troy?
We're still working through it.
so as I drink this beer, on the first sip, I was like, there's not a whole lot going on here. I actually thought kind of a laissez-faire. Like I just wasn't too excited. Second sip, all of a sudden it had this little bit of like maltiness, this little flavor
Yeah.
that kind of popped, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying that. That's pretty good. And as I'm drinking it now, it's really not jumping out in any direction outside of really just easily drinkable, refreshing. So this is a beer that I would certainly not shy away from. Anytime if I was at a restaurant and I looked at their beer list, I would proudly say, I have a small wiener. And
Give me the small wiener, please.
Give me the small wiener.
so yeah, I took that last sip.
Did you?
It's actually more refreshing. There's actually a hint of like citrus or lemon.
Yeah.
I'm going to join Eddie on this journey.
How's that?
Nice.
I'm going to bump it to a 4.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I have
Sir,
to say,
would you like the rest of my cup that I have here?
No, I'm fine. I'm just.
Okey-dokey.
I have.
Well, I appreciate you going with me with the 4.
Yeah, that's a big score.
yeah, we don't give 4s around.
See, I don't
around
know
here a
this.
lot.
I'm a
But it's
rookie.
not.
I'm a
It's not.
rookie.
It's not
Troy,
overly
I'm a rookie.
effervescent.
No.
It's really smooth, and then that little bit of citrus, a little bit of malt. That's an enjoyable beer.
It's not bad.
I
like
can
that a
tell
lot.
you, when I first had the first sip of the small wiener, again, it was like nothing. It was kind of like, and it actually
It didn't do anything.
The first sip kind of I didn't like. I was kind of
wrong.
like,
Yeah, the
I kinda
first
like,
sip was off.
Not a big fan of this, but each sip I had after, it got better, and it got better for a while. Like it, and it might still be getting better as I continue to sip it. I am impressed with this. Very impressed. I was not
I am too.
thinking this was going to be a high score, and I was so when Eddie said 4, I was like, okay, here's the new guy, doesn't really get it.
Right, exactly.
He's
No,
getting,
I honestly-
he's getting ahead of himself.
I was like, boy, he's out over his skis here.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
I was like,
totally-
no one gives a 4.
I'm
and
getting ready
then
to fall down the mountain.
by like
you know?
my 4th sip, I was like, Eddie's not wrong.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
And it's funny that's went through your head, because that's exactly what went through my head. Because after a couple sips, I was like 3.5.
I was like, I'm going to take it down a peg. I don't
Yeah.
want this to get a deli.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, this deserves, at least for my vote.
The more I've had of it, the more I like it. And actually, I kind of wish I could drink one of these. Like it's a tasty treat me.
It's a good beer.
Like if you like a beer flavor, it tastes like a beer, but it's not over the top on anything, and it's very smooth and very refreshing and very delicious. So I definitely give this a 4. I think this is
four's
I think
around
this
the
is
room.
a 4 all the
Four
way.
on the rim.
That's
So it's a
official. Ring
deli.
that bell.
And I agree with Troy. If I could drink beer, I would definitely recommend this.
That's 2 literally ringing endorsements that you got 2 guys that aren't drinking right now. They're
like, that's the beer I would drink.
Yeah, I would drink that. They should put that shit on the can.
For real.
That's good.
That was really
That's
good.
I don't drink, but I drink you.
They're like, even non-drinkers love this beer.
Right, you know.
And this deli today was brought to us by Red Thinking. If you have any advertising needs,
Here we go.
then you should reach out to Red Thinking, look it up. And they are our preferred advertising agency that we've been working with. Everything from social media to creative, anything in between. So do reach out to Red Thinking. Thank you so much for sponsoring the deli this week.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
But wow, what a surprise! The small wiener.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The small wiener came through when no one thought it could.
Oh boy, I'm looking down these. Oh man. There's so many. Okay, while we're doing the sports talk, I'm going to get this one out of the way really quick because I know everybody's been waiting on pins and needles for my Super Bowl picks.
Oh,
Super Bowl picks.
I'm not lying. I keep forgetting it's Super Bowl week.
It is Super Bowl
I'm right there
weekend.
with you.
Yeah.
I don't, you know.
Well, when this comes out, people are going to have a little bit of time to place their bets.
Are we giving out bet advice?
We are giving out bet advice. Oh. Why would we not give out bet advice?
We're gamblers.
Keep in mind, I'm going to throw this out there. I'm at least on a 12-year streak of picking the right Super Bowl winner.
The wrong way.
No, I've been getting them right.
What, 1 for 11?
No, look, all regular season, all I do is lose money. I make all my money back on the Super Bowl. So my pick is gold. But before we get into the picks, I do want to bring up the Madden simulation. The Madden simulation.
Are they still do that?
Yes, every year they run, many games through the Madden simulation, and they have come back since the dawn of Madden when they do this. It has come back with a 70% success ratio.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Really good by gambling standards.
Yeah.
So now, for the last 2 years, Madden has actually placed. There's like sensors, you hear about this Amazon Web Services shit and all the likelihood, and they're always pushing this shit. There are sensors in there, and they're seeing how fast people are running. They know exactly how fast people are moving, how hard they're hitting, the whole nine. They're using all this data now to feed the AI that is actually doing the Madden games. So the Madden games are more accurate than they've ever been.
Yeah, and the players get pissed.
They do.
Oh,
They're like,
the
a
Madden
92? Like, are you kidding
It's a big
me?
deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
I got a 94. I need a 98.
Yeah.
like-
So then they do a little testosterone, get that high T,
You can jump back up the next year.
Jump back
Fix
up.
the glitch.
fix the glitch. I will tell you now that the Madden simulation, I've seen the score. I know how it goes down according to Madden.
Okay.
So this is 70% accurate.
Does it mesh with your pick?
70%.
That's we're not going to bury the lead. The Madden pick right now has the game scored as such.
Okay.
Eagles 31. Kansas City 17.
I knew you were going to say 17.
So that means
Ridiculous.
if we use those numbers, that's a 48.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
No, so 58. Sorry.
Yes.
Being stupid. So that means Madden has predicted the over will hit. The over is sitting currently at 50. So Madden says not only will the over hit, but the Eagles are going to absolutely demolish them.
Yeah, crush the spread.
So the over-under is what?
50. Oh, yeah. Dude, my math is all wrong. It is still 48. My apologies.
But the over-under is what?
48. The
31
over-under
and
is
17.
50.
Yeah, that's 48.
Yeah,
The
48.
over-under is 50.
So they are saying the Madden simulation is telling us that
Take the under.
the under will hit at 48.
I'm taking
and it'll be 31-17 Eagles.
Yeah, but that's a 14-point spread, which is huge. I mean, the spread's not that big.
I will take that spread, and I will take Kansas City wins straight up.
I
There
am
you go.
taking Kansas
There's my
City.
pick.
I am with you, Eddie. I think Madden, despite all odds, Kansas City's taking this home.
Really?
Absolutely.
I believe it because here's
Money line, or
Absolutely.
do you think they're going?
Mahomes has got too much to lose.
so that's funny. So this is exactly how I look at it. Right? We all
Did y'all see the AFC Championship game where they barely got by?
yeah.
That's fine.
No, they're not a great team. They're a horrible team. Actually, on paper,
Oh no, Philly's a better team.
yeah, Philly's a better team.
Kansas City's going to win the game.
That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Kansas City will win this game. Now the spread has vacillated between who's going to be actually the favorite. So,
Yeah.
It's 1.5 to 1.5.
so if
1.5
you can
to
catch
1.5.
the points on the right side of things, then I would probably
Now, who do you think? Obviously, it's a West Coast game because it's in Arizona and Kansas City's closer, but like Eagles fans will travel, right? Like it'll be 50-50 at the
well, no,
game.
they're not allowed out of the state. It's
Well, no, I mean, if you watched some of the sports shows, like on ESPN in the morning, which I know you guys are, you actually have lives and jobs and stuff. I'm a bum, so I get to watch those shows. And out in Arizona, when they're doing them, like there's been a lot of like Philly fans out there. So
oh yeah, no, because they don't have jobs. Why shouldn't they go to the game?
Right, exactly. I should be right there with them, except for I'm a Cowboy fan.
They did a little favor for a friend. You know, got a little money. Decided to go to the game.
Hey, man, that waste management thing over there.
Yeah, that's
Deal.
basically how Philly rolls. So, all right, so we have two Kansas City picks. Troy, do you have a dog in the race?
So I hate both of these teams.
You'll
Yep.
understand.
Yes, sir.
Nobody
I
wants to
don't
watch
want
this game.
either to win.
No, fair enough.
Yes, sir.
As a Bengals fan, I'm disgusted by our performance in the championship
Eddie, as a
game.
Cowboys fan, is furious
Yeah.
that these teams are
I
there
don't-
too. Now,
Yes,
as a
sir.
Bears fan, this was a foregone conclusion by week 4, so I was fine with it.
Well, welcome to pick one. So
So look, Eagles fans are awful. But I don't
You can't hold that against the Eagles.
But I was gonna say I don't have any problems with the Eagles players.
No.
We're like I don't like Mahomes and his family and all the crap like
and the way he talks, kind of like it.
Oh my god! And he's being crowned the greatest quarterback in the world
Well, I don't know
already.
that I'm the
Like,
greatest.
all time.
I'll
He's
give him
already
that.
calling the GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
They just called him on ESPN radio the other day, the GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Brady's
been retired for 7 minutes.
well, he's been to 5 in a row championship games, but only won one or two.
He's been to 3 Super Bowls out of 5 years, and how many's got? 1.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is actually why I'm taking him because
Oh, I got him. He's
because
on the way. Yeah.
legacies are written, in the championship games. That's
Yes.
how it works. Brady loses some, this is how it goes.
Yeah, because Brady won 7 Super Bowls, but he never led any statistic anywhere, and no one even through his whole career, he was never the best quarterback that year. Like
No,
never even close.
not even the best lay Giselle had.
Yeah.
Probably true.
So, but like he's the GOAT because he's won 7.
So all I'm saying is if I'm looking at it through the lens of me in 10 years, right? I
Yeah.
look back and say, oh yeah, Mahomes is in the argument because he won those 5 Super Bowls. Like in order for that to happen, and that's the story that everybody is writing, right?
Yeah.
In order for that to happen, he wins one, he loses one, he wins one.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
He's
on
due to win one,
We're
is
on
what
the
you're
win
saying.
one because he's going to stay on the positive side of this equation.
Yeah.
This is how math works. So if we're really going to
But
crown
doesn't
him,
Hurts have a good like story? Getting benched in the college championship, saying
Yes.
he's washed.
Not
And
yet.
yes,
Not
look,
yet.
Hurts has a great story, and he will get his. But Rodgers has one because he's fucking Green Bay.
yeah,
Well, he's going to his 4 day of darkness. So
he should
Yeah,
have.
that's some weird shit.
He
But
should
so-
have a handful.
But so I just think in order for the prophecy to be fulfilled, we need Mahomes to be on this side of the equation. And so just based on that alone,
Yeah,
I'm going to put all my chips in on Kansas City.
I'm right there with you.
So
interesting.
Troy, where are you going with this?
I have a feeling the Eagles are going to win.
I knew he'd have the contrarian.
I knew it. I knew he
he'd
was
have the
going
contrarian
there.
because Troy tends to win.
A lot of people are saying that, man.
They've been look. I haven't watched an Eagles game all year. All I know is that everyone's saying they're a great team, and
I assure you they're a better team.
and depending on how busted up Mahomes is, they didn't look good against my Bengals and eked out a win. And if it's close, I'm going to give it to who I've been told is the better team.
See, I'm the opposite.
I
If it's
think-
close, I give it to the better quarterback. And if it really comes down to everything on the table is looking pretty even, then I'll take the coach that's smarter.
Yeah.
And there is no smarter coach than
Yeah.
Andy Reid. So I'm taking Kansas.
Well, there's a lot of storylines to follow for sure in this Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Thank God.
Going into y'all's game, like I said, whoever won that game, like that was it. Like
They were going to win?
Philly. Yeah. So if you made it, you were going to beat Philly. So
And when he's saying you made it, he's referring to the Bengals.
yeah, of course.
I thought that if the 49ers won, the Bengals were going to win, and then the Bengals would lose for a third time in the Super Bowl to the 49ers.
Right.
But then once the 49ers lost, I was like, all right, this is the Bengals year. They're going to beat Kansas City.
I honestly put
and then they're actually going to win a Super Bowl. But then when they lost, I was like, well, now, I mean.
I'm the guy telling people to put all their money on Kansas City. And this is also the guy that weeks ago was like, don't sleep on the Bengals, bet it
Yeah.
all. And I put futures bets and all the things. And I lost.
Yeah.
But this is where I win.
Look,
so
your
I'm going in.
logic, I don't disagree with your logic. I mean.
But your logic is sound. They're the better
Yeah.
team. And Madden,
like both to lose.
And Madden says that Eagles are going to not only win, Madden
Win
says
big.
they're going to crush them.
What do you say, 14, 17?
It's 31-17. I mean, that's not.
That's-
It's 14 points. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
How's that 14 points? That doesn't add up. That's 16 points.
How do you figure?
17 to 31 is 14.
Graduate of Radford University.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Oh yeah, I see what you guys are
Yeah,
saying.
you see that right now.
Yeah, no, I just did the quick math.
Hey, by the way, that's 2 touchdowns too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's a lot. So look, if you want to go in on the Madden angle and the Troy angle, I would take all the prop bets on the Eagles because they're going to be scoring a lot of points.
Yeah.
They're going to crush them.
Yeah.
If you want to go in on the Eddie and Brendan angle, then I would say take KC
That's right.
and understand that the guy who's going to bring it home is the player who's the best player on the field, and that's Mahomes.
Yeah.
So take the Mahomes prop bets in order to bring
Yeah.
that home. And if Mahomes
It's going to take him having a crazy game.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm basically saying I'm going to take Mahomes props
Yeah.
and I'm going to take Kansas City.
Well, we will see.
And the only time I might follow Madden here is maybe with the under. Maybe. But I'm not saying I'm going to take the under, but I'm definitely taking tails.
You said, what was it, 50 you said?
50.
50. Oh, I might take the under too.
Now, I don't think I'm going to touch the over under because I hate rooting for an under. So I might
Yeah.
touch it, but if I had to.
I'm going to put all that over under money on tails.
You know the worst part of
That's already a $50 bet for me. I can tell you
Yeah.
that. Tails.
the worst part about the Super Bowl is
And just a gentleman's bet, I'd really like to see a nip slip with Rihanna. I'm taking the over in that.
I would not
Guaranteed
mind.
it does not happen.
I understand that, but maybe. How about we do like a different kind of slip?
Okay.
Ooh,
Like a little
What you
labia?
want to do?
little lip slip.
Yeah, a little lip slip. That would be
I would
super
not
exciting.
see. I would not mind seeing a super sexual Rihanna out there shaking her moneymaker. That's for sure.
I am not opposed to Rihanna.
No.
Yeah.
That is a
No.
attractive woman.
The worst part about the Super Bowl is the commercials used to be clutch, and now they're awful. Like, you don't have to watch them. They used to be like appointment watching.
Used to bet on like the first commercial what a company was going to be, whether it was Budweiser or Ford. Or
Does anyone
whatever.
understand what the Gronk kick for glory is?
He's doing a 25-yard field goal live during the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and I guess somebody's winning a lot of money.
And I bet on this on FanDuel that he'll
I
hit
guess, yeah.
it. Okay, I'm betting on Gronk
Yeah.
Why?
because
He can
Gronk-
kick a 25-yarder.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. He's
Tried
Gronk.
to?
Huh?
Have you
No,
tried
I'm just
to?
saying
No,
that.
but I'm
Gronk-
not Gronk.
I've seen this guy be clutch as shit in Super Bowls.
I'm betting no.
You're betting no? Okay, well we can settle this
He's
bet between
not.
us.
He's not lining up under center and kicking over
I
somebody.
understand he's got a T. He's
Yeah.
good. I'm betting no.
I don't-
Perfect. You and I will talk after the show.
Absolutely.
I'm not even a gambler, and I kind of want in on this. Like, I feel
It's-
like it's a no-brainer that he's
Sweet.
going to hit it.
Sweet
That-
cash.
That's why I'm going to win the money. That's why Vegas exists. That's why there's a city in the middle of the desert.
But you got to keep in mind this is a FanDuel like fake bet that they're putting out. It's a gimmick.
Sure bet. It's a sure bet. That's why Vegas exists.
Let me ask you about this.
Interesting.
Have you heard about the Miller Lite Coors Light thing they're doing?
What is this? Please fill me in.
So I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't done any research. So I was hoping you guys would be able to
Oh
answer this.
boy.
I do not.
They're doing a group commercial to battle Budweiser.
Oh,
Why would you battle Budweiser? Like,
Because none of the light beers can keep up with Bud Light. So they're like,
that's not gonna change
But they're doing
things.
another I think it's a FanDuel or a gambling site like Bet on whatever one. It's another group where they're like pooling their money together instead of Miller Lite and Coors Light button heads because they are. I mean, they
what, we're
basically
looking at sales?
yeah,
Well, I bought Miller Lite tonight.
yeah.
Did my part.
well, I mean, you got Tony Romo on their commercials, so I mean, you get on that.
How about them Cowboys?
Hey, we're at home just like the Bears, except for y'all get the first pick.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know why.
All right, so there we
Y'all
go.
doing anything? Do you do anything for Super Bowl?
Not like I used to.
Yeah.
But it hasn't seemed to change the fact that I'm hungover.
It does happen.
Like it's going to be.
I'm hungover on food because we eat. I was telling Eddie before the show, like we hang out with my neighbors every year, and it's just 2 families, and we make enough food for 4 or 6 families.
Yeah,
and
this
we
is
just like go, just pigs in a trough, like just eating nonstop.
That's the. I actually eat more on Super Bowl
Oh, yeah.
Sunday than I do on Thanksgiving.
Oh, by far,
Yeah.
by far.
so like this is the big. So my plan.
I will eat myself sick Sunday night.
I'm making Krusties on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Very excited.
Lord, don't tell me that. Are you serious?
I make a mean
Are you
Krusty.
serious?
Yeah, and only Radford people will understand what we're talking about. But a Krusty is like it's
Are
like
you
a
gonna
pizza
send me
roll.
Are you gonna send me the?
Buttermilk ranch.
You need a recipe?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a recipe for
Okay.
you.
All right,
I got a
cool.
recipe for you.
All right, cool. I'm
So I'm going to be
jealous you
making
just said that.
Krusties, and then I'm making a Super Bowl dip.
Nice.
That is it's going to be a smoked queso dip, which sucks because they're calling for 100%
Yeah,
rain here.
and cold,
out here.
Yeah, so it's
and
going to
like
be
40 degrees.
Yeah, so I'm going to set up a tent over my smoker and my pizza oven, and I am going to laser focus. I'm going to dial this shit in. Be wearing my Bears jacket, on account of somebody's got to wear a Bears jacket on
yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday.
First pick in the draft.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make those, and then we're getting like platters and all kinds of random shit. But it's like there'll be enough food to to kill a horse.
Dude, my wife and one of our listeners, Becca, they've been talking for 2 weeks about this shit. Like,
And this is legit.
my wife was reading off what she was making, and I was like, that's more than enough food for us. And then she read off what Becca was making, and it was twice as much. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
My wife took Monday off, not
Oh, smart.
because she's going to be hungover, because she's going to be bloated.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a hard time. And I literally, I had a client be like, yeah, let's meet Monday, and they were like 9 a.m.
No sir.
and I was like, oh, I can't
Yeah.
do that. And they were like, why? And I didn't even have an excuse because like
Yeah.
I have a hard time like coming up with like,
I've already got another meeting scheduled. Done.
yeah, I just said, well, it's the day after the Super Bowl, and I just feel like I'd be better after lunch.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I forgot about the Super Bowl, and it kind of like went over like fine.
It's cool. Yeah.
And I was like, cool, because I
Yeah.
just want to like, I'll get up. I'll be
I
sipping
used
coffee.
to always take off and go volunteer at my kid's school, but I was always hungover. It was always a bad look.
That was
I was
always
all
your thing.
glassy-eyed. Like, I don't want to be here, but I'm not at work.
It happens, man. It happens. Oh, I just looked down
Dude,
at.
speaking of weather, today was a high here in Richmond. It was like 74, dude. Like, I took the doors off the Jeep and
Yeah, it was
like riding
ridiculous.
around.
It's ridiculous.
Awesome. And then it's going to be 40 and raining on Sunday.
Yeah, when we need it.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah,
can
it's
actually.
been, the weather here has been weird this winter. It's been raining like every 3 days, and it'll get warm.
Mostly
and then
on the
cold.
weekends. We
Mostly on the
like
weekends.
to fuck up the weekends.
We got that figured out. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
when
good.
you want it to be shitty weather.
How about you just stay your ass inside, eat
Yeah.
something, sit on the couch,
That's right.
get shredded.
Be a slug.
Yeah. Whereas I could, go do something, but
Yeah.
no, God forbid.
You don't want to do that.
God forbid.
That's full talk.
Dude, the other couple weeks ago, I went on that guy's trip, that ski trip,
Oh, yeah.
and I noticed something. And this shouldn't bother me as much as it does, but like, I definitely like bitched at a handful of people because this is
Is this like you're noticing something with the general public?
the G-pop problem.
Yeah.
So, men in general, right? We've been beaten down over the years to put the seat down. You only have to have one woman in the house, right? You can have 3 dudes,
I got to take on this.
and you end up put the seat down. So now I got to put the fucking seat down. So in my house, I put the lid down too.
Me too.
Because I'll be damned if I'm the only one who's going to put my hand on that dirty shit.
Agreed.
You know, like everyone can work through this problem because you bitch about moving seats up, so the lid is down.
I like having the lid down because who wants to look into a toilet anyway?
I mean, I'm not offended by the toilet. I'm offended by the fact that if one of us should have to pick it up, we should all have to pick it up because I'm an equal opportunity hand germ guy.
See, I'm not. I have been trained to put the seat down, and I've always put the seat down and lift it up and put it down, and it doesn't bother me at all. I have no qualms with it. I prefer the seat to be down when I walk in. I prefer the seat
Lid
to be
or
down.
seat?
Both.
But you want it all down.
Yep.
So closed.
Yeah.
Lid on.
Yep.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
And now that they have the dope toilet lids that have the self-closing, it's like not even a thing.
Actually, even the soft close. Are you talking about
That's
soft
what I'm
close?
talking about.
Yeah.
Because-
soft close is the best because I just slap it and it just slowly goes down. I go in a house now, like I go to someone's house and they don't have the soft close. I don't know it. And I slap it. You go, tank. And I'm like, oops, awkward.
I hate because before the soft close, I hated closing sitting a seat down more than I hated lifting it because you had to like with the soft close, you just tap it and it just does its thing.
And it slowly goes down.
You gotta like literally get your hands on it, like you said, and like get a good grip on it and lower it to its final resting point. Where like
pain in my ass.
lifting a lid, you just take a little fingertip and just fling it up, basically. Where like closing it was like a to do.
But if I have to lift the lid, now I have to wash my hands.
Yeah,
The only thing that I was aware of where it's been is my penis.
yeah.
Like I pull my penis out of my pants. I'm like, that's the cleanest thing I have.
Yeah, double layer protection.
I literally scrubbed it, and then I put it behind 2 layers, and I went about my day.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to pull my penis out, and now somehow that's disgusting? No,
Yeah,
it's the
I've
only
never
thing that's
understood
clean.
that.
I feel bad for my penis because my dirty-ass hand just had to touch it.
Oh, a lot of
if
times
anything, I should go wash my cock in the sink.
a lot of times I wash my hands before I touch my penis.
And now you don't have to wash. You pre-wash.
Yeah.
That's actually the gross, but now I got to touch the damn toilet seat.
You know what your hands touch before you touch your
No,
junk?
it's disgusting. Everything.
In a given day?
That's why as soon as COVID came out, they didn't know shit. They go, wash your hands. They didn't say wash your penis.
Yeah.
It's not the problem.
that is-
Who wants COVID penis?
That's a good point.
They said wash your hands.
Never thought
Yeah,
about
don't
that.
get COVID penis.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's how my great grandfather went.
But I mean,
stay flaccid forever.
did they ever specify? Could you get COVID in your penis? I know it's a stupid question. I'm just joking, but yeah, it's a good point.
No,
They
I don't-
still don't know how you get COVID and how you don't get COVID.
I've been so concerned. I currently have a mask on my penis.
Well, I don't really want to find that out, but okay, I believe you.
No, I would put a condom on my face, a mask on my penis.
Doesn't surprise
Because I
me.
feel like they had it wrong.
Yeah.
They had it wrong.
It was reversed.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Reversed.
you, no one ever
Okay.
came up to me in the grocery store and said, why do you have a condom on your face? They said, well played, sir.
Right.
That minoxidil 9 is
Gotcha.
probably pretty
That's
super
right.
safe.
Got you.
Plus, you get the mint ones.
I never understood the guys who hate lifting and lowering the toilet seat. It's just, to me, it's not a big deal.
So to me, it bothers me. And that's
Okay.
actually how we this is my whole point. I go on a guy's weekend. There's 13
I
dudes
see where you're
in a
going.
house.
Yeah.
There's not a single woman, not a one.
Yeah.
At any given time, not a woman broke the doorway.
Yeah.
Not a one. Every fucking time I went in the bathroom, that seat was down.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off.
And the lid or just the seat?
Just the seat.
That's weird.
So like it's not even like we're not even doing the full Monty here. We're just putting the seat down.
Okay, so now we're back to the seats down because somebody's taking a deuce.
No. I'm willing to accept that the first time, second time.
So after a deuce, are you supposed to raise the seat back up?
No, absolutely not. It's disgusting.
Okay.
No, not. But if every time you go in the bathroom, especially the one that's sitting there right by the party room,
You're saying the party room bathroom basically that
Everyone
everyone's
keeps putting
going
the
into
fucking
once
seat
an
down.
hour to take a leak. That should just be lit up for the
why would
entirety
it
of the
not
trip.
be up? I should rip the toilet seat off.
Go upstairs to run the deuce.
If you're gonna go in the bathroom attached to your bedroom and take a shit, that's where you should be.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a 2 or a 3. You do it in there.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
You don't do, but the seat was down over and over, I kept coming in and finding the seat down.
Did
and
you say something?
Every time. I'd be like, why are you guys putting the fucking seat down? This is ludicrous.
Because, like you said, they're trained.
I know, but we're better than that.
You can't be untrained.
No, we're better than that.
You can't be untrained in a weekend.
Dude, as soon as I walked in that house, I lifted the seat up and I was like, I'm never touching that again. And then here I am touching the seat over
every time.
and over. When you're on a guy's weekend.
Did anybody own up to it?
No, but you know who they are.
Yeah.
That dude who looks like he's lost all the life in his eye.
So most people there?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the life had been sucked out of them.
Now, here's how, if I was there, I would have heard you and I would have listened to you.
And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it can be a habit when you get home.
Yeah.
There's 13 guys here.
Yeah.
If you're not taking a shit, put this, but you'll hear the damn seat go down. They'll pee, flush, tunk. What are you doing?
Now, my argument, I don't have a problem doing the whole seat up and down dance. What I've never understood is the women that freak out, because I'm like, who's willy-nilly sitting down on the toilet without taking a look? Like, I sit down on the toilet too. I look to see if the lid's there or not, or the seat's there. Like, I don't assume the seat's just going to be waiting for my ass.
What's the
There's three options, right? You have seat up, you have seat, and then you have lid down. So there's three ways this could go. Just lay your eyes on it before you pull your pants down and turn around.
A quick glance. It's the same thing. Don't cross the street without looking both ways.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like, it goes both ways. Like you were just saying.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a shit. You're gonna look down and see if the seat's down.
You would
Now,
hope.
females, they have to, whether they're gonna take a shit or a piss, they have to look down. But we're both doing the same.
I can tell you straight up, I've never sat on a toilet with the seat up and dropped my ass in the water.
Do you remember the story my dad told in France?
Yeah, he did the opposite.
Yeah. My dad literally goes into a bathroom.
I've also never done this.
I believe this story. I don't even know it, but I believe it.
It was dark.
He goes into this bathroom, right? And they're in France.
Okay.
And so he doesn't speak the language and he's feeling a little awkward about like going out and talking to the maitre d'. So he
Well, Andy's awkward because he's got to take a deuce in public.
Yeah, he's
which
got to take a
nobody
shit.
likes
He's
to
in
do.
a restaurant.
Well, he's probably the smartest guy in like 5-mile radius.
So he walks in this bathroom and he can't figure out how to turn on the lights. Like it's dark.
Right.
And he cannot for the life of him figure out how to turn on the lights. He's looking everywhere, he's touching the walls, and he's like, I really got to shit. I don't have time for this shit. So he spins around.
Literally.
So because it's like it's coming.
Right.
So he spins around and he's sitting down and he's doing one of those sit shits. You know, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Like it's here. It's like he's looking for the light and he's like, nope, too much. Sit shit, goes down.
He's just trying to point the gun down range at this point.
Right. Yeah. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
Literally shits on a closed toilet seat, lid down.
Oh, no, Charlie.
Shit on it. And then he's like, now it's all awkward because I put a steamer on top of the toilet lid. And I'm in France and I'm trying to be like not the disrespectful American in the dark. So now he says he's cleaning it up in the dark, but you can't really lift the seat to like put the shit in the toilet. So you kind of have to scoop the shit, then lift and
They
put
haven't
down.
designed the toilet seat yet where you can
Slide.
lift it to slide the Duke off the back of it.
Which would be sweet.
So my question is, does Mr. Kennedy, one of my second fathers,
Yes,
does he listen
yes.
to this?
Oh, he told this story on the podcast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would not have told it.
So he's going to hear this.
Yeah, but
So
he's
he
also
knows that I know the story now.
Yeah, but he knows that a lot of people know this story now because he came on this podcast.
Yeah, he said it in the
I
mic.
would
No, I'm
not
not-
have
I'm
told.
not.
I will tell my embarrassing stories all day. I will not tell his embarrassing
You got to
stories.
live.
but he did it.
I wish I could remember the episode because I mean, this story. He's a storyteller, and it was eloquent the way he told the story.
And that's the only reason why
it
I
was
asked him.
awesome.
I love his dad. Love him.
I know the name of this episode.
I love him. He's awesome.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, it will.
We'll
it
figure
will.
it out. We'll figure it out.
It's like season 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was early.
We'll figure it out.
It's a classic. But I am tired of people on guys' weekends putting the seat down. That was my whole point.
I can argue against it, but I can definitely understand and be like, yeah, it's not hard, and leave it up.
No, it should be.
Shouldn't be hard.
Just leave it up.
Yeah.
Leave it up. Like, this is your free weekend.
Yeah.
You're away.
Yeah.
Break free, man.
Yeah.
Break free from the chains of oppression that is
That's
women
right.
in our lives making us
That's
put our damn
right.
seats down.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous. You don't go you go in the men's room and the seat's always down. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense because more often than not, we're not going in the stall unless we're taking a deuce.
Yeah.
But like, I don't put the seat down if I have
And
to
they
go
don't
in the
have
stall.
lids anyway. And a lot of times they have the seats with the front open so you can piss through the
which is disgusting because our aim is trash. You would think after all these years our aim would be a lot better, but it's like, oh, Pete all over the seat.
Yeah, all that seat does that with the open front, like that's like a I dare you.
Why is that? Why is the seat open?
I don't know. I guess for that reason.
But in every public restroom, that is what's up.
Yeah.
Why?
Is it like that in girls' rooms?
I don't know.
You should. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, is that I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
So if you sit down, you like your cock won't do that awkward like slap on the way in.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Wow.
then it's slapping the rim of the toilet, which isn't better.
Which is far grosser,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Actually, I'd take the seat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know why, but the seat is. Well, no, I do know why because there's not pee and hair all over it.
Yeah. And poop remnants on the top.
All the things.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah, because the seat's like a secondary lid when you're sitting on it, like it's containing everything inside of the toilet.
It's a weird situation.
And they just kept doing it. They didn't listen to you, and that's what's hurtful. That's why this is such a tender subject.
I think that is part of it. Is
Yeah.
that like I'm over here like trying to better the man.
Yeah.
Better than man.
Eddie gets it.
I get it.
I'm over here trying to better the man, and
Better than
unfortunately,
man, buddy. Better than man.
Unfortunately,
Sometimes she lies and says she's in love with me.
Oh, you're gonna go. You're gonna go. He went Pearl Jam.
Oh, you went.
I don't know if that's the right lyric. That's the best I could make out.
Close. It's
No,
close.
all right.
It's
So,
close. It's
so I
close.
will tell you.
You went
because
You went there.
this dude right here.
Okay.
This
Number
dude-
one fan.
This dude
No.
cannot stand Pearl Jam, and I can tell you that if it wasn't for this asshole to my right,
What?
I would not be the Pearl
Oh,
Jam fan
God.
that I
So-
am.
so now I have to hate Eddie? I
This
have
is
to
the
hate
Godfather.
Eddie.
This is the Godfather of my Pearl Jam.
I liked him
He
so
planted.
much.
He planted the seed, and then he just kept
He
watering
ruined
it.
you.
What? You talking about me?
Yeah, you're the one who made me a Pearl Jam fan.
Okay. All right.
Well, you don't agree with that statement?
Yeah, I do.
He did.
That's not a big fight he put
He
up
did.
there.
He did what I tried to do to you.
How'd that go?
It worked for me. So
I got him real quick.
He puts me in a car and starts playing Pearl Jam.
You
and
were
I'm
in the
like-
right time of your life.
And I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Right time of our life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was like, this is
Good way to
excellent.
put it, Troy.
So I locked Troy in a car all the way to Ocean City, and he goes, I don't like Pearl Jam. And I said, well,
Yeah, you will after this.
He's like, you don't know the deep cut, real good stuff. And I'm like,
So you actually pulled me.
yeah. No,
You pulled what
I was
I did
pulling.
to
I
you.
was, yeah, no, I was
Okay.
like,
All right.
he's one footsteps away from fucking being a
see?
fan for life.
So there you go.
Yeah.
One footsteps. I get
And so
you.
I'm rocking all the things, and he comes out of there. Literally, he goes, I mean, that Do the Evolution song's all right. It
It's all
sounds the
right.
least like
Yeah.
Pearl Jam of any song
Yeah.
there is.
Right.
yeah, there was one song I liked.
Yeah.
I was like, this was pretty good,
Yeah,
but it doesn't sound like Pearl
Pretty
Jam.
good. But out of the 100 you
Yeah.
heard, that one was good.
Yeah, no, he is not a fan. And
got
so,
I'll stand behind it. My favorite Pearl Jam song is
Oh.
Hunger Strike.
You know what, dude? I can't. Which obviously I know it's not a Pearl Jam.
but
song.
that's his whole fucking thing. And he always says to me, he goes, hey, man, I was
It's
listening to
not
Pearl Jam
bad.
the other day, and Eddie Vedder said this thing, and I think I finally get it. And he goes, it's when he went, and he was like,
It moved me.
he's like, that spoke to me.
yeah. Him trying to say I'm going hungry, but he's like,
He does this all the time to me. He shits on me with his Pearl Jam.
And then memes just show up, and it's like I'm obviously not the only one that has this hot take.
all right, how about this? You're talking about him mumbling. Yellow Ledbetter.
That's a good song.
No, it's a great song. Could you say one lyric?
No, I couldn't even tell you the tune right now. I just
There you
know I
go.
like that song.
Well, no, the tune, I get the tune, but listen, you're talking about lyrics. You can't listen to that song.
I like the first part of Daughter because I can understand him, and that's a pretty catchy
Right.
tune.
But you're just not a fan.
No, I tried.
I don't know. Like after that,
you
that
You
was,
witnessed it.
that was one of those where like I put him through the gauntlet and he came out like, yeah, Do the Evolution's all right. I was like, okay.
So Eddie,
you're
here's
not
the
a
problem
guy.
I have with all
Okay.
Pearl Jam fans.
Okay, buddy.
I'm in the age group where I should have liked Pearl Jam, but I didn't. Right? Okay.
Okay.
So here's my deal. everybody gets like offended. They're like pissed that like there's no possible way you could not like Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is the greatest. Okay. And I'm like, look, man,
whoever that dude is sounds cool.
it's every dude in my age bracket. But I'm like, look, the music came into your life at a good part of your, and at the right time of your life, and it's set right, like it's in concrete. So I fully get that. But I like some bad artists, or non-traditional popular artists. And I don't make people try to like them. But like Pearl Jam people will not do that. They're like, but the thing is, you just haven't heard the. And I'm like, there's certain.
All right. Well, then what you're saying, and I'll relate that to you. And I understand what you're saying because I totally understand what you're saying. As you know, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
So Cowboy fans, people hate us.
We're like cockroaches.
But thank you, Brendan.
Yeah.
But anyway, but my friends, they'll tell you I'm the most realistic Cowboy fan there is.
No such thing.
I mean, like, there's no Super Bowl every year. We suck. Like, I know the realistic thing. And it's the same thing what you're saying. With music, you don't like Pearl Jam, people are going to push it on you. Music, to me, that's whatever you like. You know?
And that's my point. It's an art, right? Like, two of my favorite movies that I've watched probably more than any movie ever are two of the worst movies ever made.
Okay,
but they're my favorite.
I want to hear them.
They're two of my favorites.
Okay.
I want to hear them.
I'll give you. Can we give them clues here?
I mean,
are you going to give me a clue?
Okay,
they're kind of hard to guess.
Well, I don't know.
What genre?
Is the Hatback one of your favorites? I know the other one.
Yes, the Hatback.
Okay, so Eddie, if I said you turn your hat back, it's like a switch.
If I turn my hat back,
if you turn your hat backwards in the movie,
it's like a switch.
It's like a switch.
Do you know that movie?
Wow. The first thing I was thinking was Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
No. All right.
I do love that movie.
No. If you didn't get it from that, you're not going to get it. The first one is Over the Top.
Over the Top. Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other one.
Wrestling.
The other one involves fighter jets. Okay. And a kid going to save his dad.
Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, we got 1 and 2. I think that's a W.
The best fighter jet movie ever.
Oh,
really?
Dude, I honestly think so.
Better
too.
than Top Gun.
I actually watched it like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. Firefox is up there.
I disagree.
Clint Eastwood.
I never saw that one.
Disagree.
Oh, do yourself a favor. Here's another 80s turd for you.
So my argument is, those are my favorites. But I'm never going to argue to somebody like, you're missing out on some quality like entertainment. Like, it's just it. I had those movies.
It's your opinion.
I had those movies on VHS when I was 10 to 14. We didn't have cable. I watched those movies a million times, and I love them. I love the music. I love the action. And they're corny and cheesy as shit.
Hell yeah.
And some of my favorite music is that kind of stuff where it's like I
mean, I feel that way about Rad, and I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But Rad is my jam.
Rad is one of the greatest movies of all time.
See, but
like honestly,
only we would agree with that.
No, honestly, I literally looked up a DVD Rad on eBay the other day. It was like $70.
Dude, I bought it digitally, and like my daughter was sitting up the other night.
See,
I've still never seen it.
And so,
oh my god,
dude! Well,
oh my god,
you want to talk about a dance scene at prom?
Wait,
that's the one.
You know what my version of Rad is?
Send me an angel, man.
Oh,
you're a Gleaming the Cube guy, right?
Well, but what did I spend my childhood doing?
Oh, there was the rollerblade movie,
Airborne.
Airborne. It's all the same.
Jack Black.
Same fucking
same
concept.
premise. Yeah.
Same concept. But I did make my daughter was like, I don't want to go to bed tonight. And I was like sitting up, and I was like, well, then
let's watch Rad.
You're gonna watch what I'm gonna watch. And she was like, okay, whatever.
I think I've seen the Send Me an Angel. They dance on bikes, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dance on bikes.
It's the greatest movie.
I love that. I had one of those freestyle bikes when I was a kid that like for flat ground like tricks, and I tried and I couldn't do shit on those things.
I could do the handlebar spin.
Yeah, do
thing.
a bar spin and stand on the pegs and like.
Yeah, I could do an endo and I could hop it.
Yeah,
but not for long.
Yeah,
that was about the extent of like. And I bought the Raleigh Ultra Shock, which is the one that had. Instead of the single tube on the frame at the top, it had two thin tubes.
Oh, yeah.
So it had a wider footbed.
Yeah, so you could stand on it.
You could surf on that bitch.
Gotcha.
And that basically just resulted in me having more scrapes on my face.
Oh, yeah.
Than any man should have.
Because falling off a bike sucks, but when you
Yeah.
fall off a bike when you're higher on it, that's even better.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I
Greatest
remember
thing ever.
girls were like, "I like the scabs on your face," and I was like, "Yeah, well, you know, I'm kind of a
blood,
freestyler.
That blood going on your treat.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yeah, man, that's how you do it. Yeah, has some sweet BMX skills.
Well, looks like it.
I wish I had that Huffy I had that I thought was the coolest bike ever.
When was the last time you rode a BMX bike? Either of you?
It's been a long time. And you know what? You know what's funny? They're awful to ride.
Well,
They're like the worst bike ever to ride.
Oh yeah.
And all I did was ride those things around all over God's green earth.
you go 100 miles.
You could ride it on the street. You could ride it in the woods. You could ride it on the dirt. You could
Greatest bike ever.
You rode it. It was a Jeep of bikes, even though it
It was
sucked.
utilitarian.
But
could
it
do anything.
sucked.
So
Yeah.
you're
Eddie,
talking.
when was the last time you rode a BMX
I was going
bike?
to say you're talking strictly BMX, not mountain bike.
No,
like
just a BMX bike, small
BMX
frame,
bike.
small frame, little.
19, honestly, probably 80 something.
So a few years ago.
I was born in 77, so
Ew, you're old.
I know I'm 45.
So a few years ago, I saw a really good deal on a Haro BMX bike on Craigslist.
You should have bought it.
Pick
'Cause
it
those
up.
things are
I
worth
was
a
going to say
ton of
pick
money.
it up. I was
I
going to say
did.
pick it
Oh,
up.
you
No,
did?
I
Pick
went
it
and
up.
bought it.
Pick it up. Did
Nice.
you?
It was
Okay.
under $100, and I was like, yeah, and it was all black, like it was murdered out, and I was like, okay,
Was that original?
this is this is
Because usually those Haros were like crazy colors.
very bright. This
Yeah.
thing was like blacked out, and I'm like, okay, this is fucking kind of dope. So I picked it up, and I got it home, and I was like, sweet Jesus, man! Like I rode it literally down the cul-de-sac and back.
Yeah.
and I was like, like Fatty McGee. Like I was totally winded. You can't ride a BMX bike. The crank is so small.
Yep.
It's like your feet have to go 1,000 miles an hour to go
cruising,
5.
Your knees are up in your chest. You're like hunched over.
so
You're
I-
sitting on a rock hard,
right.
tiny plastic
So I
seat.
bought new handlebars that rose it up
Yeah.
to give it more of an 80s vibe.
Oh,
So I
so
was
you're
like,
trying to do one of those custom things.
yeah, so I customized it, and I was like, this is still the worst.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like having a little bit of crabs.
Yeah.
Still crabs. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want crabs at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this was an unfortunate situation for me. It was horrible.
Yeah, but you
So-
have an investment.
well, it's hanging
That's
in my
true.
garage
That's
right
true.
now. It's just
Yeah.
sitting there.
Probably worth $500.
So my dream bike, my whole life coming up was like a GT Pro Performer.
Yeah.
The single greatest BMX bike ever made. It was the one where the frame didn't come up and go right into the neck. It came up and then it hitched
Yeah.
and like came at it like horizontal into the neck. And I was like, that's the baddest bike ever. And I got this buddy who had one, and he got it for Christmas when he was a kid. And he had it in mint condition. And he's like, yeah, it just sat in my garage forever. And he just gave it to Goodwill. This is a bike that is worth. This bike is worth so much damn money right now.
What year would you say?
This is probably like 87 to 92.
GT Pro Performer?
GT Pro Performance. It's the greatest bike ever made.
I'll have to look it up.
You look, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this dude, and I'm like, yeah, man, we're having a beer, and I was like, yeah, my dream bike will always be the GT Pro Performer. And he goes, that's so funny you said that. I gave one to Goodwill last week.
Oh,
I
daggers.
missed it by a week.
Daggers.
Done.
That right there.
I will no
is-
longer talk to you, sir.
That is why when somebody says, hey, we should get a beer, don't waste your time.
Yeah. Basically, that's where you like look at you and be like, hey, hold my beer, and you're out the bar.
No, I was furious. I let him have it. This is actually one of the same dudes who left the seat down
Oh, okay.
on this guy's trip.
Oh, yeah. Back to the,
That is the guy.
On an
back to the
unrelated note, if you need a mortgage, reach out to Screen Door Mortgage. Talk
you
to
go.
Jimmy, and he'll take care of you. He'll hook you up with a
Totally
solid mortgage.
unrelated?
Totally unrelated. And if you need a GT Pro Performer, don't call Screen Door Mortgage. They don't have any more. But totally unrelated.
GT Pro Performer. Huh?
So, hey, it's an hour 40 into this.
That's way too much.
I feel like these guys have gotten way more content than they should.
I don't know what's going on, so you tell me. I'm sorry I talked too much. I'm sorry.
You did just fine.
Dude, Eddie, I do want to thank you so much for coming out tonight, man. It's a
But
blast
there's a
having you
but.
on. There's not. There is not.
There's a but.
No. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. This was a blast having you on the show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I had a blast.
Is it anything like what you expected?
Yes and no, but more no, but yes on the positive side, you know?
Yeah, I think most people who come on the show, they're like, what the hell are we going to talk about? And when I say, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
We'll figure it out. Troy and I got this.
I mean, you know, I told everybody, I trust you.
Look, we went down the list. We went down the list.
You've
We
known
hit
me
on
for years, and I trust you guys. I love Troy. Glad to meet you. Obviously,
You know, we're getting around 400 episodes.
Yeah, it's just getting out of hand.
Yeah.
It's getting out of hand. If
We're coming up on 8 years, and if it's 50 episodes a year, which we do 52 on average, that's 400.
No, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. We've been doing this too long.
Way too long.
It's but hey, all the money.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's right.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is.
Just
Let's
hit them
check.
all.
Oh
No, someone peed in my pants.
It's not that one.
nope.
There we go. All the money.
All the money.
So what you're saying, I'm not getting paid tonight?
That's your payment.
Nah, here you go.
No. Honestly, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Nah, this was a blast, man. I'm glad you were able to make it down. I know that's a commitment. You had to come all the way down from Iversonstown.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll go see Al, and I'll tell him you guys said hello.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. If you haven't had a chance to hit our Venmo account, you can always do so.
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
And if you haven't had a chance to send us any topics, you can always do so at our Gmail account at Inside the Pallet House at gmail.com. That's complicated for me.
Yeah.
And at ITPH Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, you can find us. And if you haven't had a chance to head to our Facebook page, like it.
We're still on
check it
Facebook.
out. And I'm telling you now, please do us a solid. If people ask, what are you listening to? Because everybody's listening to podcasts now. Help us cut through the clutter. Grab their phone and just sign them up. Subscribe them to Inside the Pallet House. That helps more than you would know. It's the only thing that can help more than leaving a review. And you guys aren't leaving reviews. So, yeah, do
We
that.
did get a review.
Oh, shit. Do I have to stop?
Yeah.
Stop.
We got a review this past Monday. A 5-star review from D. Cannon. No idea who that is.
Duke Cannon, the guy who makes the soap.
Yeah.
Great soap.
The title is Inside the Mail Mine. Great podcast. Listen to these guys is just like hanging out with or eavesdropping on the fellows at a happy hour. Each person brings
Nice.
unique and entertaining insight to topics ranging from current cultural phenomena to the mundane aspects of everyday suburban life, aka first world problems. This is my
Nice.
go-to podcast for long drives. The hour and a half runtime flies by. Keep up the good work.
D.
Thank
Cannon.
you, D. Cannon.
Thank you so much. I am going to take back what I said about the lack of reviews. D. Cannon, you're all right.
That's 2 in like the past 3-4 weeks. If we could keep that up.
Yeah, it's ramping up. That
Yeah.
helps the algorithm. We could certainly use it. I like that.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Eddie, you know who that is right there playing in the background? The background music? That's Taylor Carson.
You
Yeah, I
give
know.
us a review and
Trust
we
me.
will give you a shout out.
I
That's
know
for
this
sure.
in the back. Is that
Yeah,
is that your back music all the time?
Yep.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's how
Starting
we
it in
roll.
and-
Like it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
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 Whatever you want to say, buddy. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think? And that is a shout out to Charlie, for those that don't know.